Hi guys, sorry. I got caught up looking at Pompous Albert. Pompous Albert. I am in love with Albert. He's such a intense looking cat. He looks like Felix on a bad day. All right, so this reading is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for people who just find themselves on here with no Pisces in their chart, not dealing with a Pisces, yet they're resonating. Own it. So let me get the cards ready. There's something you need to seriously reassess, okay? This reassessment, it's necessary because I think you've misunderstood something or someone or something. I don't know. Something needs to be reassessed though. I'm wondering if this ties back into a previous reading where what was being shared was something along the lines of when you don't have the answers, you then jump to worst case scenario. You make up stories in your own mind about what's really going on. And it's not even what's actually going on. It's just your worst case scenario assumption. 53% at 744. 5 plus 3 is 8. 7, 4 plus 4 is 8. 8, 7, 8. So this has to do with reunification. Probably reunification of your parts. Okay, I'll do that. Just get all these cards. Hey, how was Halloween for you guys yesterday? Was it a good one? What prop? I can't see that part. What prop? We just gonna chill out. We just gonna chill out. Where's my freaking rubber band? We're just gonna chill out. We're gonna let these cards speak. Yeah, there were no kids at all. I mean, I was live streaming, but no one rang our doorbell, and that's kind of good because we had no candy. Okay. Kind of glad we didn't buy candy. This neighborhood we're in doesn't really have children. It's all like, it's either elderly or party house. When you live on the water, kind of what you deal with, elderly or party house. I love the elderly neighbors because they're just so chill. Super chill. Super, super chill. All right, so I should have known when I was doing my makeup that this is what the reading was going to be about. Yeah, because, you know, when Michael suggests that you look at the name of the lipstick, and I was like, oh, he likes makeup. So doesn't like makeup. It was a trick. It was a trick. I was about to say it's my new favorite color. Totally not. Totally not. Right, final deck. Final deck. I saw both a bat and a black cat when I visited my mom. What's your thoughts on a bat and a black cat? Ooh, so I'm wondering if because I'm kind of having a little conversation with Mikey in my head. I'm wondering if what's needed to be noticed regarding the bat is that they actually have very good vision. They're able to see really well, most of them, I believe, if not all. And people think that they're blind. I'm wondering if someone thinks that you have been blinded and don't know what's actually going on. Like you have no idea, and they think they're either getting over on you or they think that you don't see, you don't know what's going on. It's not always a bad thing. I kind of get this feeling for some of you, whoever the person is doesn't really want you to know that they've been kind of keeping tabs and looking and I guess looking at your social media, or for some of you, it's even like it's someone that's in your life. I think they're snooping. They're looking through your things when you're not home or when you're not around. So let's get started. Yeah. That was rude. Yeah. Everything in perfect balance. So you can be soft, you can be thorny, everything in perfect balance. You have to make sure that you give yourself permission to just be who you are, okay? You are balanced. For some of us, what causes us to be unbalanced is our expectations of other people. So if you are one of those who really, you've already had everything planned out, this person is going to be this for me, that person is going to be that for me. It's not just like this person is going to be my twin. I'm talking about you. What does that mean? I hear relegate. Consign or dismiss to an inferior rank or position. So it's not delegate, it's relegate. For some, you are relegating people to be your enemy. You're like, they're less than me. You know, this is worth my time. I'm going to go ahead and fight with them. I'm going to go ahead and waste all of my energy on this because this is an easy target. This is someone that I know I can totally just like demolish. That's whoever thinks this, you're not going to like what I have to say. Okay. I'm just going to put that out there first. That type of logic, that type of behavior is behavior from someone who is weak. If you are powerful, you are not going to look for people who are weaker than you to pick on. That is the sign of someone weak and imbalanced. When you have no balance in your muscles, when you have weakness in your muscles, it creates a muscle imbalance. So that's a sign of you needing to work on something within yourself and create balance once again. Okay. So it's a very weak mindset. Me personally, if I feel like you're weaker than me, whatever, say whatever you want. It's not worth my time. I know I can kick your ass. I know I can make you feel really, really small. It's just not worth it. Now, if I find you to be a worthy adversary, if I find you to be potentially stronger than me, let's see what happens. Let's see where this goes. But just remember, if you think that it's okay to pick on other people because they're weaker than you, or you perceive them to be weaker than you, that's a sign of a very weak mindset, a very weak character. I've had people try and do that to me because they look at the aesthetics and they think that I'm weaker, and boy, they learn, no, I'm not. So card number 37, ideal course of action. Whatever you're focused on right now is totally taking you to a tower moment. It's taking you to a tower moment. It's taking you along a path where there will be plenty of people either watching you or a mob waiting for you to come ashore, waiting for their opportunity to harass, to just all these really like ugly things. But I'm wondering if you're the one that's programming the mob. I'm wondering if, based on your mindset and your chosen behaviors, this mob can be supportive or aggressive, but it really just depends on you. They're just mirroring what you're doing, what you're feeling inside. So, dandelions, they're very supportive of the liver. They're very supportive of healthy liver function. I'm wondering if your spiritual liver is not functioning very well right now. So the liver is associated with, I think, with anger. And then the gallbladder is resentment. Usually when the liver is not quite up to snuff, it also affects the gallbladder. So this is about really making sure that you're processing what you're angry about, not allowing that anger to move forward into resentment. Just really moving forward. Emotional winter is melting. Oh, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. So for the longest time, I've looked at this card and I see this as water. Suddenly today, as I'm starting to think about emotional winter, I see this as a desert landscape. What is a polar bear doing in the desert? You're out of your element. I'm wondering if you're out of your element because you're so used to functioning in a winter state where your feelings are frozen and all this other stuff. Sorry, I'm like out of breath. And what's going on is now you're being placed in an environment that's very hot with passion. I don't feel like it's hot with passion in the traditional sense where, it's referencing like sexual stuff. I feel like this hot with passion is like a very passionate existence. Like you're really, really present in your life. You're really exploring everything, going really, really deep into things. Not just like superficial surface level, oh, let's get it on. I don't feel that portion of it in the word passion. Let's see. A strong and barely controllable emotion. Okay. So an intense desire or enthusiasm for something, a thing arousing enthusiasm. And then comes a different, more religious meaning that we're not going to tap into. But the passion, your enthusiasm for something, it's increasing. You're being placed in an environment that's highly enthusiastic. Okay, so like you mean Eucharistic? So, okay, I know the traditional definition of Eucharist. But is there different? Consecrated elements. Thanksgiving, grateful. Okay. Eucharistos, grateful. From you, well. Charis is thigh. Charis is grace. Oh, that's interesting. I should read this. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on really quick because I'm going to forget this. Give me 1 second. Hey, cousin, I'm live right now, and I'm looking up the definition of Eucharist. And it says that the origin of the word, from Greek, Eucharistos, grateful, from EU, which means well. And it says charis, which means grace. So, Chris, I'm going to really need you to show more grace and exhibit some grace. I'll call you later. Okay. So, this is about grace. It's about, this is really interesting though. So, okay. Shit. This is going in a whole different direction. So, I start talking about, mute. Okay. I start talking about passion, right? You're being placed in a position of passion or an environment that's passionate. The next card is Ishtar, card number 23, communion. Communion and passion, that kind of gives it a religious feeling, because the passion of Christ is about when he went through all of that, like suffering and torture. It was the process. So these two cards paired with this, I mean, she has a crown of thorns. She has a crown of thorns. So as part of his passion, they placed a crown of thorns upon his head. So what does this mean? So now, now I'm kind of like, so religion is kind of like the organized structure, belief structure. Let's define religion. Belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods, a particular system of faith and worship, a pursuit or interest to which someone ascribes supreme importance. A pursuit or interest to which someone ascribes supreme importance. The belief in and worship of a superhuman control. Okay, so I'm kind of wondering if all of those three cards are speaking about our belief in this superhuman, supernatural type of connection with another person, and it's what's causing us to really, really put our faith in them. How does that really? Okay, so if we're talking about faith based on religion, I kind of get this thing of like, you know, I've said so many times in the past, you have to allow your faith, which is the toddlerhood of your consciousness, to ripen into gnosis, which is the adulthood. Gnosis is a sense of knowing, a state of knowing that everything's going to be fine, all your needs are going to be provided for. Everything that you're experiencing in life, you have to experience in order to better understand yourself, your place in this world, what you're here to do. So, card number 5, follow your own rhythm. Ooh, 2 + 3 is 5. 23 being the number of Melchizedek. I don't know where I get this from. And then, so I'm wondering if this is telling you to follow your own rhythm and commune with yourself, to reunify your parts, to reunify yourself, make yourself whole, make yourself embrace that totality to the point where you no longer question if other parts of you are missing. Because, I mean, if you are still, you know, participating in religion, that's fine. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not going to tell you not to do it, not to pray, not to go to church. Me trying to guilt you or shame you for your religious beliefs and religious practice is just as bad as my belief that religion forces you to believe and behave in ways that are not organic to you. Whatever means you need to connect and stay connected to your divinity, to recognize that divinity within you, do that. As long as you're not intentionally hurting someone, Practice your beliefs. Practice this. Allow yourself to be fully present in this process of realizing your truth, your spiritual truths, okay? Let's see. Yeah, and this is the very reason why I'm so averse to organized religion. I personally believe it's a form of control. So, you know, like steering away from the whole religion thing at this point, there's so many other systems of control within society right now that really, really cause you to feel like you have to do this, you have to do that. You're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. Are you going to continue to participate in that? Are you going to allow yourself to rise up to higher levels of sovereignty where you now recognize, I am responsible for myself. I am responsible for whatever I choose. And when I don't choose to do something, when I choose to let someone else decide for me, I am still responsible for the outcome of that. Whether it's good or bad, ugly, sad, whatever it is, I was the one who chose who is choosing for me. So if I'm going to choose someone to decide my life choices, and the person that I choose has a track record of making poor life choices, that's my fault. If whatever they decide for me goes to crap, that is my fault because I chose them. Oh, but I didn't know. Well, did you take the time to find out before you crowned this person as a king of your kingdom, as a queen of your kingdom, and now they're making all these decisions for you? You made that choice. You are the one stuck with the consequence. So now you have to begin really recognizing the places in which you've given your power away, where you've broken your crown apart and really given pieces to so many different people. Whenever someone's opinion of you, about your life, about where you should go, what you should do, who you should be with, you're giving them a part of your crown. And it really, you can't sit there and later be like, well, I've given so many parts of my crown away to so many different people, and so now it's not my fault. Oh, all of that was your choice. Okay. So you have to take accountability for the choices that you made. And I feel like all this attempt to control, so rigid. Look at those fists. It's almost like it's trying to break apart the structures you've created for yourself. I don't know why. I don't know if it's intentional, but this definitely looks like the tip of an arrow, the tip of a spear. It looks like there's an attempt to just kind of, I don't know, and these look like two big swords to me. Let me see. Is that like the record button? Okay, so let's see. Now let me play. Okay, I will ask you guys because I cannot remember. I haven't been around an old radio in so long. What symbol is this? So that would be air. Controlling your speaking. So air. Two parts coming together. It's like a secondary meaning to this. Has to do with air. As above, so below. Okay. So I'm wondering, because it looks like two components have now been placed together. If you look up here, there's an arrow facing up, an arrow facing down. It's this sense of as above, so below. Although the pieces have come back together, it's like no one wants to talk because the air, that kind of tells me communication, you know? So I'm wondering if maybe you and another person are just being so difficult with like communication. Like, well, I'm not going to say anything unless they say something first. Well, then nothing's going to be said. So, shit. I got to speed this up. Card number 8, vision. So you're needing to see what's actually in front of you at this point. You're needing to see clearly what is going on. I don't think you're actually seeing what's going on. So, let's see. Comparisons are being made. Okay. This is going to be really quick. There was an illusion that was created, okay? This is the illusion that you told yourself. Probably this has to do with a sense of separation, a sense of hurt. One or both of you told yourself a lie. You created a story within your head to kind of explain away the way things went. Now, there's a breakthrough that's happening. One of you or both of you is starting to realize the truth of what this actually is. It's bringing the energies closer together, two polarities coming closer together. Now, I don't know if this is a specific type of connection, like only one type of connection, or if it's representative of all sorts of different soul connections, but there's an attraction that's happening. That attraction goes beyond like the surface level of, oh, you know, I kind of want to be in a romantic relationship with you. This is on such a deeper level, such a deeper level. This is like the positive and the negative attracting each other. Two magnets. It's like a magnetized type of attraction. And as that's happening, as it's being, the two different parts are being pulled back together, there's a comparison being made. One is highly flexible, the other was very rigid. And it's time to really recognize this, okay? Whoever is being very, very rigid, you're going to snap. If you're flexible, it's much harder to to snap you. So it's like time to really cultivate love and recognize there was an oath taken. It's like maybe it's an internal promise to experience things with you, or maybe more than just experiencing things, maybe on a soul level, like you guys have to be present. Oh, wow. There was an illusion of freedom, liberation needing to happen. And in reality, there was no liberation that occurred. It was just a running away from a truth needing to be further explored. That, you know, you didn't free yourself. There was no liberation. You didn't free yourself. You instead ran towards something that further enslaved your thoughts and your heart. Now, there were choices that were made. On card number 46, there were choices that were made that led to a state of sorrow. This sorrow, this sorrow has caused you to feel as though you're a fool, but you're not. You're a sacred fool. Your higher selves are the ones deciding what's going on. Your higher selves are the ones that have chosen the different paths that you've been on, the different connections and failed connections and all of that stuff. The only one pulling the strings here is your higher self. If you're going to continue to allow yourself to be obsessed with specific people and you don't even really know, what that connection is, but you're putting all your eggs in their basket, that might end badly for you. It really, really might. I've met quite a few people who have had such a strong attraction towards me. I'm not talking about like romantic. I'm talking about they're very, very drawn to me. And I always, as a Piscean, I always assume like we were besties in previous lives or something. And quite a few of these people, and when I say quite a few, all of them, I mean all of them. They've all been people who have attempted to murder me in past lives. I had one just recently who was trying so hard to be BFFs with me, and I just wasn't really answering any messages and this and that. And then I ended up doing a reading, and in my attempt to be nice, I was like, oh, you might want to get off of this live stream. I don't know if you want to hear this information. What came out of my mouth next was, for people who are feeling something right now, you were part of the group that worked together to try and assassinate me in a very ancient life. And they were pissed. They were pissed. I was suddenly a narcissist and a bitch because you felt something that I didn't do. Because you recognized what I was already recognizing for months. You finally became aware of why I've been distant. Not everyone that you feel connected to was connected to you in a healthy way in previous lives. Just saying. I've been through so many different cycles of this where I realize now, if I feel drawn to you, I'm just let that ride. Just wherever that goes, that's fine. Wherever, whatever. Eventually I will get over my own insecurity and finally just be honest with myself about, yeah, no, you shouldn't be around me. No, I'm not really vibing with you in that way. That's okay. Doesn't mean you're a bad person in this life. Just means that I'm not repeating that shit with you. Okay? It's okay for you to take that stance of I'm not repeating that with you in this life. If you already have a weird feeling, well, why are you going to continue to try and deepen a connection? And I found this might be true for you guys as well. Probably is, because I think it's a Piscean thing. The more someone tries to force themselves on me, that's the more I'm going to shut that door, bolt it, take a hammer and nails in some wood, board it up, put a gate, and probably burn down the house as I exit in a different direction. When someone is really, really trying so hard to force their way into your life, as a Piscean, that is a red flag. Stop trying to accommodate. I was going to say a word. Michael says don't say it. Okay, I won't say demon whore. Stop trying to accommodate. That's the legit demonic behavior. What do demonic things do? They force their sovereignty upon you. They take over your field without your permission. They force their way in. That is demonic behavior. So when someone does this to you, you don't just sit there and like, well, I don't want to be mean. I don't know how to say no. It's easy. N-O, no. Why are you telling me no? I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. Until I recognize if I'm having like a weird feeling about someone or something, until I figure out why, I'm not hanging out with you. We have to stop this thing of, I'm going to stick around until I figure out why. Why? Why would you do that? If you don't know if the house is burning down because something feels weird and you smell smoke, I'm just going to sit in the house until I identify that it's burning down, failing to realize it's the entrances that are starting to burn. How are you going to get out?
This is how narcissists use Pisceans. This is the easiest way to trap a Piscean into a very abusive narcissistic relationship, narcissistic friendship. Well, I didn't want to like make them feel bad. So instead, I stuck around until I couldn't get out anymore. And then it was like, oh, I feel bad for myself. I totally always do this. So then why are you doing it again? Why are you repeating that cycle? And it's not that, this is always only about, physically abusive relationships. This happens in friendships, business dealings. Hell, it happens in the grocery store. It just happens everywhere. And as long as you're willing to allow it to happen, it's going to keep happening. That's a choice you're making, no one else. You are choosing that for you. So you're going to choose to continue to harvest the suffering that comes from those seeds that are planted. If you continue to water someone else's toxic ash seeds, then you're going to continue to have to harvest those seeds. Very simple. Causation and effect. So this is the perfect setting for you to realize the need for radical acceptance. You have to just accept yourself as you are. And the moment you begin to accept yourself as you are, that's the moment you can begin to take stock of who you are, how far you've come in life, what you're still struggling with. And as you begin to identify these things, you can begin to have a very good idea of what you need to do for yourself to empower yourself and create balance within your life. So we almost done. Ooh, my favorite Karen. Living by default is fraught with peril. Oh, that is so deep. That is so deep. Can I quote you on that? I'm going to have to quote you on that. Okay, let me just. You are the lady of rebirth. Ista. You are the lady of rebirth. Okay. So yeah, no, that's deep. Living by default is fraught with peril because it's true. It's true. When you always select what's default, I mean, are you the default? Are you a choice or are you just the backup? Are you kept around just for, convenience? Are you kept around just in case something that they want fails and now, you're just there so that, they don't have to be lonely until they find something else that they want. And it's not really you that they want, but just it's convenient. So, this is a card. So this totally just popped out. 7 of Summer. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. Why are there options? Why is there not just you? What you need, you. Like, I don't have options. I just have me. Well, Emmie, what about your family? They are me. They're parts of me that exist outside of me. My children, my husband, they are me. They are reflections of me. They come from me. So outside of me, there are no other options. Whatever is going to grow me, that's what will be selected. Whatever is going to grow me without too much struggle. Because, I mean, if you have a choice to struggle or not, why are you going to choose struggling? Well, because I don't want to be rude. So you don't want to be rude to anyone else but yourself. You have no problem being rude to yourself because that's what we do. That's what we do. 2 more cards and we're done. Okay. Card number 11, Strength. The grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, time to embrace how wonderful you are. Now, the only forgiveness I believe in is in forgiving yourself for trying to be what other people demand you be versus being what you know yourself to be. For not owning yourself, not owning your journey. Yes, forgiveness for self is necessary. Now, forgiveness for other people, I mean, really, I've come to the realization Every single person who comes across my path is brought to me by my soul to grow me in some way, whether it be through encouragement and support like you guys do so often, or through challenge, through adversity, through demonic means. All of these people, all of you have been brought to me by my soul. There's no need for that forgiveness thing. I refuse to see you as someone who is victimizing me. I refuse to see myself as a victim. And in order to participate in that forgiveness program, you have to identify a victim. So long as you're willing to identify yourself as a victim through that program, you will continue to have a very veiled victim mentality. Let that really, really sink in. Do we have to forgive because religion teaches us to forgive? I mean, religion teaches us quite a few different ugly shit. Really, seriously. Religion teaches us those who are hurting so badly that they have turned to substances, they're evil. Those who are hurting so badly that they choose to end their life, they're going to hell. They fucked up, they're going to hell. Let's punish them more because this life has already punished them so much that they fractionated and they've chosen to leave early. That was their only solution. Let's go ahead and send them to hell too. Keep fucking them while they're already gone, you know? So, and then we also have this sense of, unless you do what society tells you you should do, unless you love who society tells you to love, you're an abomination. All, you know, all the gay people, they're abominations. That's what religion teaches us. Religion also teaches us that God is omnipotent, omnipowerful, that God created everything. So by that logic, God created gay people. So are you telling me that God made a mistake? So if you can't even reconcile those differences within your religious structures, why the fuck am I going to listen to you about forgiveness? I'm just, no. I don't need to forgive anyone. I'm not going to hold on to it and continue to like curse you in my mind. Whatever's happened, whatever's transpired between us, it's transpired. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and focus on what I need to learn from that. I'm not going to give you any more of my energy, my time, my focus. I'm just going to continue learning what I need to learn. I'm not going to identify myself as your victim. I'm not going to sit there and wait for you to apologize for something you might not even feel you did wrong. Yeah, I'm not a victim. Some shitty stuff has happened. People have probably wanted to victimize me. That was their intent. But yeah, no, you don't have that kind of power. You just, not over me. Maybe over someone else who believes they don't have that kind of choice, that level of sovereignty. Ooh, 88% at 826. Love it. But yeah, no, you don't have that kind of power over me. I refuse to identify as your victim. I refuse. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do to force me. Because when you force me, that's you trying to victimize me. Not going to happen. Right. Hologram. Ooh, hologram. Okay, let me just, final card. Four of Spring, be grateful. You have much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. It's time for you to shift your focus from that victim program to one of thriving. A program where you are free to live your life. You are free to enjoy your life. You don't have to worry about, oh, am I operating within the standardized norms? Like, no, I don't think so. I'm not here to be normal. That's where it comes from. I'm not here to be normal, and therefore I don't need to participate in your standardized norms. 89% at 827. 8, 9, 8, 2 plus 7 is 9. 8, 9, 8, 9. A fractionated mirror. Mirrors. Mirroring. So if you're going to own your life, if you're going to move away from that victim program, because forgiveness is just one of the fingers in that hand of victimhood, then you can really begin to own your life and move forward from it. Be a sovereign. Really recognize that everything that has happened to you is probably happening for you in some way. And if you're just able to allow yourself to process those aspects of your life and your experiences, then you can really begin to harvest whatever the power is that comes from those lessons, that learning. Everything that happens in my life is nothing more than a lesson teaching me to reach higher levels of grace, compassion, and knowing for myself and my soul. Has nothing to do with anyone else. Letting go of that contempt too. Well, if you're bitter at someone, if you have contempt because someone wronged you, you are still identifying as a victim. You are upset because someone did something to you that you didn't give permission for, and therefore they dominated you. They had their way with you. Now you're upset, and they had their way with you because they're more powerful than you. They have more abilities. I mean, it just goes on and on. It's just like a cat chasing its tail. Like, nope. I recognize how I allowed this to happen. This is not about blame. This is about accountability for my part in that circumstance. Now that I recognize how I chose specific things, what those specific things are that led to this result, I'm not going to do that again. So, for example, if someone needs an example because they don't understand what I'm talking about, I felt really, really badly for someone because they told me they have no one. They're all alone in this world, and they're just so sad about it, which a lot of us feel. And I go ahead and bond with that person. And so now we're bonded, and I recognize, holy shit, this is just a whole perpetual cycle of toxicity. Holy shit, I need to be out of this. And so now that you've separated from that, they're totally just turning your life upside down. Okay, so I made a decision there. I allowed my compassion. I allowed my feeling bad for someone who's probably a reflection of earlier parts of me where I felt alone. I'm allowing that to manipulate me into interfering, tampering with someone else's journey. And now this is the end result. Just one big clusterfuck of what the hell. And so I resolve that and I move forward. Sometime later, I come across another person. I'm all alone in this world, saying certain words, certain sentences that trigger remembrance of the previous person. Oh, I'm not doing this shit again. I'm very sorry you feel alone. We're not actually ever really alone. And I really hope you find what you're looking for. Turn away and walk away. I'm not wishing you harm. I'm not celebrating your pain. But I've learned my lesson from the first one. How many of us have continued to choose the same type of relationship? And why is that? But he loves me. When he acts jealous, he loves me. When he goes through my phone, it's because he just doesn't want to share me with anyone. And how long before that cute jealousy because he loves me behavior becomes something really, really toxic and abusive? And you end that and you only look for that because unless he's going through my phone, he doesn't care and I don't matter. So now I have to find, you have to take accountability for what you're choosing. Not that you deserve that, but just that unless you see what your part is in creating those circumstances, you're going to continue to create that. It's not about blame. It's not about you recognizing this is all I deserve. This is why I only choose this. I'm pretty sure if you recognize why you choose that, you're going to choose to stop choosing that. I mean, at least that's my logic, So let go of the blaming, let go of the victim program, let go of the forgiveness program. Don't hold on to grudges. Don't hold on to this, they did so much wrong to me and I want them to suffer. Like, no, the best type of suffering is to live a good life and allow them to witness you're living your best life without them there. And that they didn't have the power, authority, or ability to dictate what type of life you will live. I mean, that's the best revenge. I'm not going to waste my time trying to drag you down. No, I'm going to use that energy to pull myself up. I don't need to step on other people, smaller people, because I have the power and a recognition of that power that I'm capable of pulling myself up. I mean, really, who steps on other people? those who don't recognize they have abilities to pull themselves up. So pull yourself up. Don't waste your time on other things. You really need to reassess where your thoughts have gone, how your thoughts have affected the way you see yourself and your life, all of that. You are strong enough to overcome anything in life if you allow yourself. But if you stand in your own way, no one can move you. No one. You have to choose to dance your way out of that. You have to choose to allow yourself to shift and sway in different directions to allow space for you to move forward. And if you don't want to, then you don't want to, and there's nothing I'm going to say or do to convince you. That's something you have to choose. Well, I'm still so mad because they did. Okay, well, then use your time on that. I'm going to use my time to grow me, to move forward. And if you're going to use your time to fixate on other people, how other people did you wrong, that's a choice you're making. Again, you're making that choice. You are choosing to shackle yourself to that moment where you felt weak, you felt slighted, you felt someone else was more powerful than you. And then you enter that program of forgiveness. Well, I just have to forgive them. I just have to forgive them for being more powerful than me and doing these things to me that I didn't want them to do, and they were just more powerful. So I just have to forgive them, because as someone who believes in my weakness, there's no other thing for me to do but forgive them. Now, you have a right to be fucking pissed off. If someone hurts you, you have a right to be pissed off. You have a right to feel whatever you're going to feel, and they don't get a right to tell you that you're tripping. If you're the one that hurt me, you don't get to say shit to me about how I feel about what you did to hurt me. And that fire that's ignited because of that rage, use that fire to rise, not to lash back, not to do any of that. Like, fuck you, you've already served your purpose in my life. You've lit a fire under my ass, now I'm going to rise. Like a hot air balloon, I'm going to rise. And then that's that. Leave them behind, keep rising. How are you going to rise if you're shackled to that big ass boulder? You're not. So then they win again. And I don't know, I'm just really, no. I'm going to rise. Just, no. So I got to get going. I got to do some stuff. I think I'm going live this afternoon. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. All right, guys, I got to get going. Have an amazing day. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Bye, guys.